The final seal, mysteries before the end of the world. There are moments in human history when time seems to freeze, instants when the air grows heavy, silence becomes a weight, and the human heart senses something is about to happen. It was like this before the great floods, before the wars that reshaped the world, before whole eras faded into dust. Now many feel that same silence returning, as if the earth itself waits, exhausted, for the sound of the final seal breaking. They say that when the last seal opens, the heavens will fall silent for a brief moment, not just a celestial event, but the awakening of creation itself. Yet what does this final seal truly mean? Is it prophecy, a metaphor, or the echo of something already unfolding before our eyes? The world has always chased answers. Philosophers, prophets, scientists, all searching for what the end really signifies. Perhaps the end is not destruction, but revelation. Every ending hides a beginning, and every shadow hides a truth longing for light. You reached this point, so pause for a second. Look around you. Feel time itself. Have you noticed how everything is changing too fast? As if the world is being prepared for something greater? Share your thoughts in the comments. Are we witnessing the signs of the end, or just another cycle of humanity? Your voice might spark a new reflection for someone watching right now. The final seal is not just an ancient prophecy. It symbolizes a truth woven into the story of humankind. Different cultures spoke of the same mystery with different names. Hindus called it Kali Yuga, the dark age before renewal. The Maya foresaw the end of a great cycle in 2012. Ancient Egyptians believed the sun god would vanish, then return, bringing a new era. And the apocalypse spoke of seals, trumpets, and signs in the heavens. Across all traditions, one warning repeats. Humanity always reaches a point where it must face its own reflection and choose whether to remain the same or be reborn. Perhaps the last seal is exactly that, a collective awakening of human consciousness. To understand it, we must go back. Far before the seals, before visions and prophecies, we must understand the origin of the silence. Ancient peoples believed silence in the skies meant a warning. When wind stopped and stars seemed closer, the wise would say, "The universe is watching." In such moments, civilizations made choices that changed their destiny, driven by fear, power, or faith. Revelation, the book holding the mystery of the seals, speaks of a throne, lightning, thunder, and voices. Yet when the seventh seal is broken, everything goes quiet, the most mysterious moment of all. Why silence? Why would sound disappear right when the greatest truth is about to be revealed? Some see this silence as judgment, others as the pause between the old and new world. Many believe it is the instant humanity finally listens. Think about it. Noise surrounds us constantly. Technology, information, wars, crises. We hear voices everywhere, yet rarely hear our own. That is why the silence of the final seal feels terrifying. It forces us to confront what we always avoided. The true end may not be explosion or catastrophe or fire raining from the sky. It may simply be the instant everything becomes clear and we can no longer hide from our truth. Millennia ago, prophets saw images they could not explain. They described visions with the words they knew: beasts, horns, stars falling. What if all those symbols represent something deeper? What if the seals are stages of humanity, levels of consciousness we must cross to reach a new world? The first seal brought conquest, the hunger for power. The second brought war. The third, famine. The fourth, death. The fifth, the cry for justice. The sixth shook the earth itself. The seventh, silence. Silence before the final truth. Many believe we stand at that very threshold. No more kingdoms to conquer, but minds to liberate. No more battles of armies, but wars of information. Hunger is no longer just for bread, but for meaning. The death that stalks us is not only physical, but spiritual. Humanity cries for answers while the world trembles, yet the silence has not fully arrived. Perhaps we are not ready to hear it. Picture the last seal not in some ancient scroll, but within us. A seal guarding the truth of who we are and where we are going. Once that seal breaks, there is no turning back. Knowledge changes everything, and truth demands responsibility. Some say the sound of the final seal will be the heartbeat of humanity awakening, a pulse rising through the heavens, telling the entire world that the end is not destruction, but revelation. The final seal. Mysteries that precede the end of the world. There are ancient truths that time tried to bury, yet they still echo through the ruins of vanished empires. Long before history was written, something watched humanity repeat the same cycle: rise, forget, fall, and rise again. The Sumerians spoke of gods walking among humans and wisdom that came from the stars. Their warning was clear: if humanity tried to become equal to the divine, the cycle would snap and the world would be purified. Centuries later, Egyptians carved a prophecy in stone. When the sun rises in the west, a new age begins. Different voices, same message. Legends scattered across eras, forming one story with the same ending. Scholars searched for answers in prophecy, but many failed by ignoring that the future grows from the past. Endings never appear suddenly. They build silently from everything humanity refuses to confront. Signs hide in plain sight. Civilizations erased without explanation. Sudden shifts in climate. Stars falling from the sky. Societies reaching glory only to vanish. Every culture spoke of destruction, followed by rebirth, suggesting that the apocalypse is a cycle, not a final chapter. The final seal may represent humanity's forgotten memory returning, a warning that history repeats when we forget who we are. Perhaps the seal does not break in the heavens, but inside us. A collective awakening that reveals what was hidden, not to punish, but to transform. Only after darkness do we recognize the light. Many believe the apocalypse began the moment humans discovered the power of their own minds. Conquest followed, then war, then famine, then death. Hope faded, justice cried out, the earth trembled, and finally, silence. The seventh seal, the breath between worlds. The stillness before creation starts again. Look around. AI learning like humans, reality merging with the digital, science rewriting life and death, a planet reacting sharply to our choices, humanity searching for meaning. These are signs of revelation, not destruction. Whenever truth approaches, darkness resists, not in armies or monsters, but in distractions, fear, and division. Silence becomes crucial because a quiet mind awakens. Imagine billions realizing their old beliefs were only fragments of a greater truth. Power collapsing without war, fear dissolving as we remember our divine origin. That would be the real end, the end of illusion. The apocalypse has always been hope disguised as chaos. Fire purifies, turmoil transforms, silence unveils. Many say the seals are stages of awakening within the human soul. The last brings us face to face with truth. No wonder so many feel the world shifting. The final seal does not mark destruction, it marks rebirth. Darkness fades so new light can enter. Humanity stands at the threshold of what was and what will be. Prepare yourself. Ancient prophecies, symbols, and hidden messages are converging on one destiny, the awakening of humanity and the true meaning of the end of days. The last seal. Mysteries before the end of the world. There are messages carved in stone that survived entire empires, texts that defied time, as if their authors knew they would be read far beyond their age. These inscriptions were not only tributes to gods and rulers, but warnings. Humanity forgets easily, yet the earth remembers. The ancient Egyptians left a map of the sky in their pyramids. Every alignment and measurement carried a deeper meaning, a connection between humans and the cosmos. In the Temple of Edfu, a prophecy speaks of a time of destruction when the gods abandon mankind and a new cycle begins after the silence of the heavens. That same symbol appears in distant cultures. The Maya called it the pause in the god's breath. Hindus described it as the moment between eras. Revelation speaks of the moment the seventh seal is opened and heaven falls silent. Coincidence? Or a truth shared across civilizations that believed knowledge came from a greater source, and that one day it would be returned when humanity learned wisdom again? Perhaps the last seal marks the return of that ancient knowledge. Before it comes, there is a test. It has already begun. We evolved rapidly, from fire to the stars, from matter to life created in labs. Pride rose with progress. Humanity plays God again. Towers of stone became skyscrapers. Temples became networks. Priests became scientists and invisible leaders. Yet the emptiness remains. Maybe the last seal lies in this new Tower of Babel, built from data and ambition. Each time humanity challenges the divine, a new cycle begins. Are we truly advancing or repeating ancient mistakes with new tools? Our modern signs appear written in the sky: rare eclipses, planetary alignments, dying stars, galaxies swallowed by black holes. The universe itself moves in cycles. The ancients knew everything is connected, from the atom to the cosmos. They spoke of fields of memory, like a universal book where nothing is forgotten. When the last seal is broken, everything hidden is revealed. Not the end through destruction, but the end of illusion. Before awakening, chaos comes, division rises, truth distorts, fear grows. These are symptoms of a world about to awaken. They believe the real apocalypse begins inside each person. Masks fall, truth confronts us. Some will fear it as the end, others will embrace it as freedom. The silence in heaven lasts about half an hour after the seventh seal. Scripture stops before the next chapter because the next chapter depends on us. Every fallen civilization left a lesson. The question remains, will we finally learn it? The last seal. Mysteries before the end of the world. We live in an age where the impossible has become everyday. Man speaks to machines, creates digital worlds, and watches stars being born billions of light years away. But amid so much progress, something feels strange, as if we are approaching an invisible limit, a point of no return. The ancients would call this the crossing of the portal. Maybe this is exactly what we are living now, the beginning of the breaking of the last seal. Technology, which once served man, now begins to imitate him. Artificial intelligences learn, create, decide. We are teaching machines to think, and perhaps, without realizing it, to feel. But what will happen when they understand what we are and what moves us? Perhaps humanity is about to see its own reflection in something it created. That will be the first shock of the new time. Meanwhile, the earth speaks. The climate rages, seasons blur, and nature seems to answer something humanity still does not understand. Unprecedented heat waves, earthquakes, dormant volcanoes awakening. The signs are not punishment, they are communication. Earth, like us, is awakening. But another phenomenon is happening, silent and powerful, the spiritual awakening. People everywhere begin to question life's meaning, seeking answers beyond dogma and inside themselves. It is as if an invisible force pushes humanity inward toward an encounter with the truth it has always avoided. This inner movement is the echo of the last seal opening. Before the world changes outwardly, it must change inwardly. Ancient texts hinted at something. The end will come when man tries to become God. In some ways, that is what we are doing. manipulating life, remaking nature, challenging creation's limits. Yet perhaps this quest is not a mistake, but a test. The real danger is not gaining power, but forgetting the responsibility that comes with it. We live a paradox. Never have we been so connected, and at the same time so alone. Never have we had so much knowledge and so little wisdom. Humanity stands at a crossroads. On one side, technological evolution promises immortality. On the other, the soul cries out for meaning. It is in this conflict that the last seal begins to crack. The signs are everywhere: rising wars and divisions, the relentless chase for status and control, truth shaped to suit interests, and simultaneously a growing number of people awakening to something greater, an inner call that says, there is more than this. This contrast between light and shadow preludes the great revelation. Before dawn, the darkness is densest. If you feel the world has subtly changed, that there is something in the air, an invisible tension, a silent expectation, it is because the last seal is moving. It is not about destruction, but transformation. All transformation demands rupture. Perhaps the silence in the heavens is exactly that. The moment when all human agitation meets a forced pause. A drop in communications, a global interruption, an instant when everything falls silent and we are forced to listen. Can you imagine the whole world silent? No technology, no noise, only the sound of conscious being? That would be the true judgment, not of a distant God, but of each one before themselves. Thus, the apocalypse has always been more about awakening than about the end. Maybe the last seal is not an event to come, but something that has already begun. Think, time seems to run differently, doesn't it? Days pass faster, information multiplies, changes happen at an impossible pace. It is as if we are being pushed into a new era without noticing. Some call it planetary transition, others collective awakening. Whatever the name, one thing is certain: nothing will be the same again. The ancients prophesied the end of eras, and this may be the last one. Not because the world will cease, but because the old world no longer fits. A new cycle is about to be born, and the breaking of the last seal is only the announcement that humanity is ready to see the truth. Silence will come, and when it does, everyone will hear the sound they carry within. For some, it will be the end. For others, the beginning. The last seal. Mysteries before the end of the world. And then, silence arrived. It wasn't the sound of a trumpet, nor the roar of a cataclysm. It was something deeper, as if time itself had stopped, and the entire world was holding its breath. The last seal had been broken. Machines halted, voices faded, the networks went quiet. For a brief moment, humanity heard only its own heartbeat, and within it lay the truth it had always searched for elsewhere. Silence revealed what noise had hidden: fear, loneliness, regret, yet also compassion, faith, and hope. For the first time, people looked at one another and saw not enemies, but reflections. The world did not end. It merely awakened. The last seal did not bring destruction, but revelation. It revealed that the true end times would never be the end of Earth, but the end of ignorance, the end of the illusion that separates humanity from the divine. For centuries, we believed the apocalypse would be a punishment, when in truth it was always an invitation to remember who we truly are, to look beyond matter, beyond fear, and perceive the purpose hidden beneath every pain. Silence transformed into light, and the light showed that judgment would never come from outside. It would always rise from within. Everyone was judged by what they carried in their heart. In that moment, the world did not divide between good and evil, but between those who understood and those still asleep. Yet even for them, the story was not over. Because the cycle continues and creation never abandons its creatures, the last seal breaks not to end the journey, but to open the path toward the new. Little by little, sound returned. Voices resurfaced, but something had changed. Fear no longer ruled. Ego no longer shouted. Humanity, still rebuilding, understood it had been touched by something greater, a silent yet infinite presence. The end of times, after all, was only the beginning of a new era. An era where humankind would learn to create without destroying, to lead without enslaving, to live without forgetting that every heartbeat echoes eternity. There remains one question. Are we ready for this new world? Will we be worthy of the silence that revealed who we are? Perhaps the apocalypse was never a book about the future, but about the present, because the last seal is not in the heavens. It is within each of us. And when we break it, when we choose to awaken, the entire universe awakens with us. The end has come indeed, but it was only the end of the darkness. The dawn has already begun. If this story touched you in any way, leave a comment sharing what the silence meant to you. Sometimes, the words we share are where a new light begins to rise.